Yeah, and this is, you know, when we were last checking in with them, this is the exact same position they were in, so they've not moved at all. Their early positioning of this kind of exact hill has clearly benefited them. They're very, very close to center of third, so even if that fourth zone pulls max distance for them, it's still not going to be far. And they have that car boxed up in their base as well, so they're going to be looking to do that car rotate too. You know, now as of a couple patches ago, it's much more difficult to be shot through the windows of these cars until they fully break now, and you can't shoot through the metal parts of them either, which means that these car rotates are a little bit safer, but you really have to be careful with the HP of the cars, most importantly, because as we saw in, I think it was in game 2 earlier, we saw one of the teams not necessarily notice how much damage their car taken get blown up, and that was basically the end for their entire team. So that's the main focus that they really have to put in here if that next zone goes far. And look, it's not really that far either. It's not a distant zone for them. They get an easy rotate in. They can basically go early or late. Late would probably be preferable to let another team build up and they can build on top of them. But look, an easy rotate for Jay's team.
Yep, for sure. Pressure coming in though. Remember, last we checked in, P-God and crew were at 88 points. So very close. And now being focused here, this is the worst time to start getting targeted because you need as much material coming into the end game as possible, especially if you start leading into zone 4 and 5. And they don't even pull it. Now they're at 99 points. 3 more eliminations picked up. More placement points being given out to them. They're well on their way to just break into that triple-digit mark here. And again, that third place spot, man, anything can happen in these last 2 games. All of these teams can realistically fight for it here as long as they pop off right now and close out that last game.
Isn't it crazy that, like, this is the highest level of competition outside of the finals for a long time, and we've already solidified basically first and second. We're just talking about who's coming third, you know? That's how good these 2 teams have played up in the top 2. That's very, very crazy to me so far. But as we keep flying around the wide, we're seeing all the positions of the teams who've put themselves early into those spots, right? We see Avery, Bucke, and Nosh potentially on an engagement with Kreo next to them, but no, they're playing slow. They don't need to. They've actually pulled that 4th zone on the complete north side of it, and I'm wondering if either of these teams is going to start cranking and build up for height. It looks like Avery's team may also actually, I was going to say, be building over them, but no, the gas can comes in, and now the pressure comes in from Kreo's team at that side too, and I'm guessing they're going to start getting pinched pressure from each side. And yes, and Avery is completely picked up now, leaving Bucke and Nosh as a duo, but potentially they're going to be able to get the knock body back in, but you can notice how careful they're being. They don't want to knock themselves either. And yes, Nosh has managed to get Avery's knocked corpse out, but Bucke is still back at the hold. Now they're going to be holding for this as Nosh starts to expand, so they hope that the body does not get picked up at this point. It seems to be hopefully getting this off, but Bucke is actually starting to get closer, get much closer to the wall. Kreo and Clix now starting to move into and applying that AR pressure.
Yeah, they can definitely hear all the commotion nearby, and I mean, they're a team that will take advantage of this kind of situation, but no, just too little too late. The save comes up, they manage to get out of there, and all of a sudden it's quiet, as if it was never a thing, as if it never happened before. And our first place team manages to maintain their strength inside this game, inside the lobby right now. Here comes the zone pull. They're in the worst position that we've seen them this entire tournament, and even then it's not so bad. They're halfway through material, right? They still have plenty of heals, plenty of everything that they can really ask for, and launch pads as well. Look, they're just gonna make their way all the way across. A well-timed launch pad, not a single shot comes in. They touch down for free here. It is just looking too easy for them. They're playing on a next level of Fortnite right now.
Yeah, and you know, from here on out, they're going to need to get a couple of refreshes. You can see them looking for it. They managed to get that floor open, but no, they're getting sprayed back in return. And that was a good attempt. In this 5th zone, players often don't very much so notice you taking their floors, taking their walls, because they're so tunnel visioned with the players launch padding. So because they've managed to get in early, they're trying to apply that pressure to, I think that's Tico's team right next to them, to see if they can pick up anything from that at all. But up on high ground, Spike, Leo, and Death right now on 84 points, the commanding height position, making sure they get a little bit higher so that they do not get launch padded on. Just for reference, a launch pad will take you 8 tiles up, which is 35 meters high, so anything below that they can just land straight onto Spike. So that's why you're seeing his teammate, I'm not quite sure which one, if that's either Leo or that's Death, up on ultimate high ground. Is Leo actually being all the way up there, so being so much higher to ensure that no teams can just randomly launch pad up on top of him, and that they keep it solidified from here on out.
Yeah, definitely. I remember I saw you make that little Twitter clip video, and it's true.
Yeah, I
You broke it
released
down
it to the world.
perfectly. Yeah, it allows you to just, like you said, just stay right above it, safe, and know that you are safe confidently, which is the most important thing about this whole entire positioning of holding that high ground to that, that extra layer, that exceptional extra height. There's of course risk involved with fall damage and whatnot, but at the exchange of knowing that you can't be overthrown, it's pretty good. Bucke now by himself, lost Avery and Nosh on the rotate here, just sitting inside the cone. I mean, at this point, the more points he gets, the better for him, because yeah, there's no way he's not going to be, walking home with a qualified spot at this point.
Like, there's no worse feeling than having two of your teammates be completely eliminated. You with 26 builds remaining, sitting in a cone by yourself, just watching as everyone rotates past you with their good loot, their teammates still remaining. But if anyone is going to clutch this up, it's going to be the world champion of Bucke. He's the solo player mastermind that we know, and hopefully he can get a couple more points out of this. Is it going to be a win? I highly doubt it, but will he be able to solidify some points? I do hope so, as he managed to land on another launch pad in that bottom right. Spike in the top here has actually lost high ground now, so another team has managed to claim that off them. If I was going to guess, let's be real, I'm guessing it's probably going to be DGen's team. If I was just purely picking a name out of a hat based on what we've seen so far, I'm guessing it's DGen's team up on high ground, but them so far down, completely left to wood. And it's actually not DGen Skills Nature's team, as they're playing a mid-ground layer. So we have another team up on high ground, but Skills team right now up to 108 points with very, very good positioning and great materials.
Yeah, that's what you want right there. You want those pretty stacked materials there so you can make these rotates, full box your way all the way across. That's really what Trios allows so well to do. Skittles, though, looking up for high ground right there, still trying to contemplate whether or not he wants to go on up and snatch up this height. And yes, look, he's looking for weak points here. He's going to target. It's all wood structures. Breaks open a little bit, but not enough for him to take it all home. Bucke still alive, though. Chug Splash is the quick heals to bounce right back into it. The moving zone as well. He's just doing a really good job staying up. Almost into top 10 now. Has to be careful, though.
And he's managed somehow to do this without getting a single elimination. So I have absolutely no idea how he's managed to make it to this point in the game, to top 12, without using a single one. And this zone is pulling through Holly Hatchery, which has this zero gravity area. And he's done a great job in the bottom right of keeping completely ahead of the storm here. And he's trying to claim through this building, keep ahead to try and pop any angles on players that are coming through. And that's the big AE tag shot. And he doesn't want anything to do this. He wants to disengage. He's keeping out. He doesn't want to risk just being picked up early. He's just trying anything that he can to pick up any single placement point he can, is harvesting just some of these bushes, so he has a single build left, and he decides to start to elevate. Uses his last 3 builds here, now being pressured. He hits the 89 shot, but no, unfortunately, it's over for Bucke for this match.
Yeah, that's it. He's down and out, just inside the top 10, though, so hey, you gotta be happy about that one. All those extra sweet placement points he managed to find himself. Iyamzo's gonna get knocked there, and full finish too, though. So our second place runner-ups, this is their opportunity to actually overtake first and hop on up, and it seems like that might have just gone out the window here. On the low ground, though, Clix, Bucke, and Kreo trying to make their miraculous comeback, and man, they do low ground so well as well, and someone was lurking on the backside. What in the world is Sully thinking there? Clix, though, just had a feeling. He checked that corner just in case there was someone waiting inside of it. And now we might just see DGen, Aegis, and Skittles on the low ground clash up and meet up against Clix, Bucke, and Kreo there before this high ground team sweeps on in.
Yeah, they're still alive as a full trio down on low ground, a full trio on mid ground as well as the full trio on high ground. As the high town, the height is completely trying to switch over. Kipit's completely managed to hold it by himself so far as they lose profit. Tico still alive, trying to block off every single angle of the players trying to build up on top of him, but he does a great job of using it. But only 6 builds remaining. Tico and him still up there too alive, so they're just going to now have to start dropping. This has used all of their materials left. That was the medkit play potentially thrown out the window because of the mats that they had remaining, but Clix has now lost Kreo on the low ground. Him and Bucke left live as a duo. 7 eliminations between them, with another 2 on Kreo as well, and potential pop-off incoming.
Worst case scenario right now, but he's gonna have to take this fight inside the storm line. That's a 1 tag, no, the miss. Unfortunate miss as well. Clix should have just went to the zone at that point. He had another chance to do so, but now it's up to Bucke by himself inside the storm line. He's going to run around as well. Bucke finds a siphon outside. That's the extra HP to stay alive longer than Kippets, and Bucky's going to crank all the way up. He's trying to find out where is this last player, but no, fall damage right there might just be the difference. Go for the shot. Nope. Instead, he survives just a little bit longer there. And that's an 11 elimination victory royale. Not the cleanest win though, Reese, but a win nonetheless.